Ask yourself the question: the people who made that decision, where are they now? They ain't there anymore.
No, I don't keep up with it.
All right, we are live. We are hot. And we are now 1,000 and what were we? 44?
Yeah, we gotta talk about that.
34?
What did you do yesterday?
1,034.
I was over at a wine bar yesterday.
Yeah.
And I was like, let me check the number of people that we have. And I saw a big old spike.
Yeah. Yeah, so I got friends that are part of the YouTube creative community.
Yeah.
Some of them have a huge following, dude. So, I guess they want me to be guest on their shows and vice versa, so.
Nice. 1,034.
Yeah, so the thing is, like, my friend surprised me. So I came out on his show. We're talking geek culture and stuff like that. And he did a giveaway. He's like, I'm going to do a giveaway. And then he did another giveaway. And he's like, in order to win this, because it was like a Power Ranger figure or whatever from his personal collection. He's like, in order to win this, you got to go follow my boy's YouTube channel. And we're not going to give it away until he gets at least 134, 135. And it was just climbing. We're there just a couple minutes. And like, boom, it climbed up. And he's like, all right, let's do the giveaway. And then if you want to enter the giveaway, use the hashtag Joe. So then everybody was doing that. So, I mean, I appreciated it,
Get the numbers up.
Yeah. Morning, Sam Salinas. Morning, Matt Gomez. Appreciate you guys. Chris Gonzalez. Sam Salinas says, you're talking wine. Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about drinking wine.
I don't drink wine.
Okay, we got to get into a conversation about that.
Tequila, mezcal. You want to drink some bourbon, some whiskey? Beer?
I have drink. There's the one I drink. Pairs very well with brisket. That's the only
Welcome
reason
to
why I drink.
another episode of the Alamo City Sportscast with Mike Jimenez and Joe Garcia. Make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. Join the discussion as we broadcast live from beautiful West San Antonio. And remember to tip your hosts as it helps the show grow.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Alamo City Sportscast coming at you from the west side of San Antonio.
West side.
My name is Mike Jimenez. That is Joe Garcia. That is Christopher Leija from MCS General Contracting.
The head of the table has joined us.
I forgot my hat in the truck. I should have brought my hat out.
Oh,
Y'all didn't tell me. You got the gear going and everything.
We got to surprise you every now and then.
Exactly. Again, this is Alamo City Sportscast, partially brought to you by MCS General Contracting with that diamond hard concrete.
That's right.
We talk sports, we talk pop culture, we talk nostalgia. Today, we're going to talk a little bit of everything, right? Because we're in that part of the year where there's not a lot of sports going on, right? You've got, even the WNBA is on a break right now, right? So we're waiting for the Olympics to come around. The exhibitions are pretty much over, waiting for the Olympics to come around. Baseball's baseball. Doesn't get excited until September.
Yeah, typical Jimenez. Here we go.
College football doesn't get going until September. So really what's going on these days, NBA free agency is pretty much over.
Right.
What's going on right now is you have the Cowboys and Texans reporting to camp. No CeeDee Lamb. You're taking a look at the Texans. I want to talk about the Texans today. I want to get into screw the Cowboys. They're a dumpster fire. No CeeDee Lamb. Micah Parsons doesn't have a new deal. And Jerry Jones doesn't seem to know what he wants to do with Dak Prescott. And really, are they going to hand the keys over to Trey Lance? Whatever. Dumpster fire. The Texans, though.
Making moves.
And this is a team that is so weird because you look at it on paper, they're one of the best teams in the AFC. What odds do they have of dethroning a Kansas City Chiefs team? Are they strong enough yet? I mean, are they? It's one of those things where you look at the Chiefs, aside from Mahomes, the rest of the team's getting older. Are the Texans actually contenders this year? Their schedule's tough. We'll get into that. We'll have some Spurs talk as always, because that is what we do here at the Alamo City Sportscast. Lots of entertainment news. J-Lo turned 55. What is the best J-Lo movie out there and why? And please don't tell me it's Selena. Too ethnic, right?
There it is. Here we go.
There we go.
Hey,
there it is.
Joe, I'm going to put another 100 into this one.
Yeah.
It is. It is the never-ending drama with me. And speaking of things that are never-ending, I never saw the never-ending story, and people gave me crap about that. So that really?
So what did you really watch growing up, man? Because
dude, Ferris Bueller on repeat. So we'll get into some movie talk as well. I saw a video on this youth league over the weekend in California where this 13-year-old boy got his head stomped on a basketball game.
Jesus.
I want to know, what would you do if you were the parent of the kid that got stomped?
Man.
So we'll talk about that as well. But you know what? Before we get going, I have a little buzz, right? Sheryl Crow back in the day sang that lyric. I like a good beer buzz early in the morning. I have a wine buzz right now. Went out to the wine bar with a good friend of mine from high school, just kind of catching up a little bit. And it's weird because it's a different buzz compared to everything else. Typically I'm a bourbon guy, right? I like whiskey, I like bourbon, I like beer. That's basically it. I like tequila. That's basically it. But we've had Chicana Fuerte and Spernandez come in here with the mimosas and all that stuff.
Prosecco.
And then I went to Vegas and I had, early drinking, Bloody Marys at the golf course the other day, going to Vegas and having screwdrivers and tequila sunrise. So I'm kind of doing a lot more stuff. But yesterday, my friend and I got together. She was like, let's go get some wine.
Nah, man, that ain't
so going to a wine bar, it's different, man. And you're sitting there, you're swirling the wine, and I don't know what the hell I'm doing.
But how do you swirl it? Are you looking it dead in the glass? And
you have the glass, the chalice.
Apparently, the bottom of the glass still stays stuck to the ground. So it's like moving the mouse around like this. I was lifting it up like this, like it's a goblet, right? Like it's Cavassier.
You're like your little Wayne, like your little Wayne, little John.
Everybody around him was like, look at this guy making a fool of
himself.
And
what's funny is like when you go to the wine bars, the music is always either like very classical type stuff, or you'll go someplace where they have a vibe to it where it's like house music. But yesterday they were bumping like 90s R&B, and I was there going, "What is going on here in Alamo Ranch where you're bumping, Cisco?" when you're bumping Drew Hill.
Look at this comment coming in from Sam Salinas. If you don't watch it, that wine will get you.
It's different. It's a different buzz. It's a different drunk. It hits you different. Like tequila. I'll give you an example. Rudy J, by the way, had his birthday. Turned 47 the other day in the building. Don't subscribe to Mike Taylor, Rudy J in the building. They do a fantastic job. Went over there, and he had tequila, and he was knocked the F out real fast, right? I had bourbon. I didn't feel it until later on in the night that I was like, wait a minute, I'm getting a little woozy here. Yeah. That was later on in the night. It hits you a different way.
Right.
Wine. I mean, how much wine do you drink?
To be honest, man, I don't really drink wine. I have a specific wine that I'll drink with brisket.
Yeah.
That we found in Fredericksburg. But my wife is the heavy wine drinker.
Yeah.
But the thing is, man, is they have so many things for wine that you put into it to take out sulfites or whatever it is.
Yeah.
So you don't get that hangover. So you're not getting messed up. And I'm like, well, what's the point of that?
Well,
I mean, you're drinking cheap wine.
Oh, it's because you don't want to wake up with a massive headache.
But if you drink that high-end liquor, high-end tequila, high-end whiskey, you don't get that you don't get that same feeling of drunk, same hangover.
It's the distilling process because they distill it more than once, so they take out all the sulfites and the nasty stuff in there. So that's why it costs so much.
But that's what I'm saying. With wine, if you're putting stuff into it, you're changing the wine, right? It's not going to be the same thing.
It's wine. It tastes the same and everything. But the problem is like the cheap wine that has a high sulfate count. And if you try to change it to take out the sulfates, you might take off a little bit of the alcohol as well. But overall, it's still going to be wine. It's still going to taste the same.
And it's weird because like you ask the question, well, what kind of wine? You sit there and they're like, do you want Moscato? Do you want Cabernet? Do you want
a bitter wine, a dry wine, or a sweet wine?
And it all tastes like trash, by the way. Okay. And I'm there going, this is good. This is good because you want to like have a good time.
Right.
And you'll have a second or third glass. This is delicious. And the person who's like, what do they call it? Sommelier? Is that what they're called? They're there saying, can't you smell like the apples and the oak and the what? I'm like, you can't smell any of that crap. That is stupid, man.
That's how it is in Fredericksburg, man.
It smells like dry grape juice.
Yeah. They told my wife, do you smell the notes of oak? Do you smell the notes of cherry? Do you smell the notes of... And I'm looking at my wife and I'm getting the wine. I'm smelling it myself and I'm like, I don't smell it.
Look at Sith coming in hot. Says, Joe, tell Leija not to let Mike join USOA.
Hey.
USOA ain't wine drinkers.
Hey. But you know what? We like to get drunk. The best wine of all time, though, MD 2020.
MD 2020.
Boone's Farm, baby.
That's what Sith was saying.
That's
right
where we
now.
all get started on Boone's Farm. And it's funny the progression that you have when you start drinking, right? When you turn 18 years old, 16, 17, 18, when you first get a drink, right? It's all this cheap shit.
Yeah.
Right?
Everclear shit.
Oh, and then it's either cheap or super strong with Everclear.
Mm-hmm.
What were we doing with 151?
Damn.
Being stupid.
I mean, we didn't go because it was weird I remember being 18, 19, 20, getting drunk and going to clubs. I didn't go to have a good time. I went to get hammered.
Right. Yeah, you smashed.
The fastest way you could and the cheapest way you could.
Exactly. St. Mary's Strip, go out there, have a great time. White Rabbit, all that stuff. Then you go over to like all these other bars, and it's just like you said, I went to go get trashed and as fast as possible. And I think about it, maybe I went too hard. Maybe I would have hooked up with more chicks if I had less slobber on my face. You know what I'm saying?
You sure wasn't those demon eyes you were giving them?
Oh, I know, baby. It's all good. It's all good. Again, Mike Jimenez, joined by Chris Leija today here on the Alamo City Sportscast. We are over 1,030 subscribers strong. In fact, it's 1,034. If you'd like to leave a tip, the QR code's on the top right. We do accept super chats as well. Jonathan C's in the house. Miss Becky, Tony Ornelas, who's coming out saying MD 2020 is ghetto wine. Holmes Huskies ghetto wine. Okay, I would say it's not only Holmes wine, it's Jefferson wine, it is Memorial wine, right. J wine, going all the way to Southwest.
Yeah,
that's what it is. What was your flavor, man?
Man, to be honest, growing up during high school days, I didn't drink as much as I did once I got up to Lubbock.
Yeah,
and growing up, I wouldn't drink liquor; it was just beer. So once I got to Lubbock, it was just straight up liquor and beer.
Okay.
And up there, all we had was, we're broke. So we had a 30 rack of Keystone, 30 rack of Stones.
I don't understand that. Okay. Explain to me. Okay. Here's what I don't understand. Right. I love beer.
Right.
I love beer. I love the taste of beer. I'm not the kind of guy who's like, ooh, this is disgusting. Yeah. Ooh, this is bitter. The only kind of beers I don't like the IPAs.
Yeah, no.
The dark, like the Guinness.
That shit
messes. If I wanted chocolate milk, I'd drink chocolate milk, right? Why is it thick?
We do have a guest I need to bring on for us that's on standby right now. We do have the one and only Jeff Garcia, who's joining the show.
Jefe, what's going on? Jeff Garcia from Holdout, Spurs and Cowboys. Are we talking Spurs? Are we talking drinking, or the fact that I never saw the Never Ending Story?
I don't know. I feel like I have a conversation with just me and Leija today, not you, Jimenez.
What's up, Mr.
Apparently there was a horse that died in the Never Ending Story. Is that what happened?
I didn't hear you say it again.
There was a horse that died in the Never Ending Story. Is that what that was?
No. Leija, you're there. He slap him for me.
hey, careful, man, because I'll do it.
So we're talking alcohol, and yesterday I went out drinking, and I didn't go out drinking the way that I normally do, which is go get some bourbon, throw down a couple of beers or whatnot. I went and had wine. Okay, you and I have gone out for whiskey before. We've done the bourbon, but I've never gone out with you for wine. Are you a wine guy at all?
It's not on top of my list. I mean, I'll do it, but I don't seek it out. Like let's say me and Leija go out. I'm not gonna tell him let's go have wine. I'm gonna say let's go get beers or some drinks.
That's a very good point. Can fellas go out to go get wine?
No,
get a nice
Jimenez,
wine?
No.
Jimenez is the kind of guy that tell you, hey man, it's Saturday. Let's go have some wine.
That sounds like a date.
Done.
We do. Like he's asking you on a date.
That sounds like something Pledger would do. I think Pledger's the only guy friend that I have where if I called him and said, hey, you want to go get some wine? He'd be like, okay, I'm down. Can we go to the Rue Pub afterwards? And I'd be like, all right. I'd be like, all right.
Start off fancy and end the night right.
Exactly. Exactly. Dude, hanging out with Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5 is a fun time, man.
Hey, we do have a request.
Except when he takes me, by the way, to bars that are very questionable with what they have on the walls, man. There was one. It was like I felt like I was in an evil place, evil presence.
Hey, Leija. But see, Jimenez wasn't focusing on the prize. The scenery was very nice.
Oh man, we got a $1.99 super chat coming in from Tex-Mex Frank, and he says, "Un grito, Mr. Leija in the house." So, without further ado,
there you go. Mezcal.
All right.
I gotta wait for Mike's favorite part.
Here we go.
Hey, what's going on over there, guys?
Hey, that wasn't too
Mike.
Bad. That wasn't too bad on Mike's part.
So we're talking over here about drinking right now because we'll get into sports in a minute, but others are saying IPAs are an acquired taste. That's what Sam Salinas had to say. Here's the thing about it. I love beer.
Yeah.
Like I like, I remember going to the Flying Saucer back in the day a lot when it was first opening up. You'd go and you'd try all the different beers, and I loved every single one of them.
Do they still have that machine where you like log in how many beers you drink?
Yes. My ex-wife had her name on the plate on the top.
Oh God.
This was back in the day, in the early 2000s. But my question is to you, Jeff Garcia.
Yeah.
When it comes to drinking beer, what is the most you can throw down?
Oh man, it just depends, because if we're doing just regular, Bud Light or whatever, it's like water. But if we increase like to the IPAs or to beers that have a higher alcohol content, I mean, my God, I think it was recently I went to my cousin's house and he had some. Well, first of all, he works at HEB, so he gets all these like this crap for free. So he brings home some really highly alcoholic beer. He goes, I bet you can't drink one. I said, all right, I bet I can. Halfway through, I said, I bet I can't. So
okay, but let's just say it's a standard Dos Equis or Miller Light or Coors Light. How many can you pound back? Because me, I can pound 2.5. When I get to 3, I get the shits.
Oh shit!
God, I'm like, what the hell?
You might want to go to the doctor for that, man.
No, I know a lot of people who are like, dude, I got a case of beer and I had a case of beer last night. I'm like, how do you physically do 144 ounces of beer?
I can't do a case, but I mean, you give me a 6-pack, I'll be fine, But you know what I don't like? It's just you have to go to the bathroom so much.
Well, once you break the seal, it's a wrap.
You're done.
Yeah, it's a wrap.
Yeah, it's done. Yeah.
I think the most I've ever had beer wise in one sitting is 5.
Jesus, man. When I was up in, you gotta remember, I went to Texas Tech, so all we did up there was drink.
Hey, I went to Texas State, baby. We're kindred spirits.
And the other F word. I don't want to use up my swear jar money too fast.
Yeah.
But one night I had a buddy. His name was we called him Cowboy Dan, and that should tell you all you need to know about that man. Because that dude was one bad son of a gun, and he liked to drink Keystone room temperature.
Ooh, man.
Ooh,
not
brutal.
We'd go to Walmart, get a 30 rack each, and he'd leave it in his room, let it get to room temp. And one night, me and him, we each killed a 30 rack of Stones. I killed a 12-pack of Corona, and we would buy the big handles of Svedka.
Oh yeah,
I drink about half of that.
Damn.
In one night with him, and he was drinking Shine and homemade wine.
Ooh, that's my style. Shine. I like me some moonshine.
Hey, Leija, you're a pretty big dude. Like you could probably handle a lot more than that, though, right?
Dude, I'll tell you what, man. After that night, I woke up the next day. Holy hell. 42 beers, half a fucking 1.75 liter of Svedka. Yeah, that'll put a hurting on you even when you're 19, man. And it was rough, but
you could have gone down Amy Winehouse style, man.
Dude.
You could have drank yourself to death.
Dude,
John
I had my I can't tell you too much because I don't want people to get in trouble, even though it was many moons ago. But a certain somebody from the university came to check on me, and they were like, "Are you okay?" They were like, "Dude, it was pretty rough last night, wasn't it?" I was like, "Hey, man, I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm about to go pick up about 4 grilled cheese sandwiches, 4 or 5 Powerades because it's Saturday and we got to get ready for round 2 tonight." But now, man, I'm a little bit more, laid back.
Yeah,
I'll drink a 12-pack, and chill. I can, if it's a good night and we're getting crazy or whatever.
Yeah.
I go up to an 18-pack, but for the most part now, I try to just drink whiskey, and liquor and keep it at that, man. Because beer, I'm a big guy as it is, man. That beer will keep fucking making you bigger. That's
2 beers for me, 3 if I've been doing my yard, man.
Yeah, we got
You know what? Here's the thing, though. We're real fast. The thing about doing my yard, that's the Mexican in me. That's the one thing I don't hire somebody to go do. I love working on my yard because I like the beer afterwards. Got a $5 super chat, $4.99. Sam Salinas saying nothing wrong with drinking with the boys or drinking wine with the boys. As long as you treat the experience like a beer or whiskey tasting, don't be girly. So with that, Leija, Joe, Jeff, you want to go get some wine?
No.
Here's the thing, though. Bunch of ladies there. I mean, back in the day, go someplace where there's single women.
Yeah,
that's where you go, right? That they're at the wine bar. They're not drinking whiskey at 1919. They're at the wine bar.
Yeah.
Just calling it out there.
Hey, I want to ask Jeff something because today Jeff is releasing a new episode of Locked On Spurs. I was yesterday's guest, right?
Nice.
Today's guest is going to be none other than Big Papi Brandon Medina.
Nice. What you guys getting
already
into?
out? It was already out already. It came out early in the morning. We talked about if the Spurs are going to be that team that other teams sleep on next year. So
Um,
is that like a Blake Wesley reference there? Because he was basically saying,
yeah,
okay,
basically that. Yeah, we went off that, and in some we said probably not, but we also fear that still does not going to push the Spurs into like high 40 wins, nothing like that though. Like they'll be competitive. In other words, there ain't going to be no clubbing, left and right. There's not going to be curb stomping on their heads, 10+ game losing skids. But I don't think they'll be slept on anymore. I don't think so.
well, the Spurs right now, according to FanDuel, have 150-1 odds of winning the NBA Finals. They have 9 teams listed under the Spurs. So they think the Spurs are now better than 9 teams in the NBA right now.
Progress, baby.
Yep.
But here's the thing, though. I want to kind of get into this. The team that they have just below the Spurs, the Atlanta Hawks. And the Spurs have Atlanta's unprotected pick, right? So they have – so Vegas has Atlanta with the 9th worst team in the league. We've been talking all summer long about what the Spurs are going to do with these picks, and are we going to hold on to the 2025 picks and all that stuff. And I know that Leija has coined the term on Twitter of F them picks.
Yep.
He wants them to be traded for a Lauri Markkanen, traded for a Brandon Ingram, traded for a big name player, right? Is it possible that the Spurs might be going into the 2025 draft with picking 10 and 11, 9 and 10, and not getting one of those big names? Because the Spurs have 4 potential first rounders. Charlotte and Chicago are considered to be the 5th and 6th worst team in the NBA.
So we ain't getting those.
We ain't going to get those. Chicago's top 10 protected. Charlotte's top 14. It's very possible that this team better get good this year, because the idea of we're going to reload in 2025 through the draft might not happen unless
a lot of shit happens.
A lot of crap happens, and I'm not going to put that into the universe.
Hey, Leija, are you going to take the over or the under on that projection of the win total? They got them at 34, 35.
I guessed it beforehand. I guessed it right at 36.
Man,
and 35.5 is what DraftKings has.
But I was asking Leija.
Oh, okay.
I got him at 30, I got him at 32 right now, man.
32.
I got him at 32.
You're taking the under.
I'm taking the under. Yeah, I got him at 32 right now, and I like what they did in bringing in these 2 veterans in Harrison Barnes and Chris Paul. Right, it's good. It's good for the team because that's what we were lacking last year.
Yeah, leadership on the court.
Yeah,
leadership. Yeah.
They get a Lauri. We're changing it up a little bit.
Is it okay, Jimenez? If they get Lauri, is it a wrap? They were a top 6 team.
Are
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think they're a top 16.
So that's what I'm saying. Why hold on to the fucking pick for next year? Like, why are people so set on? Oh, we have to keep the 2025 draft pick from the Hawks. Like if Trae Young just didn't take the fucking Hawks by himself to the conference finals a couple years ago by himself.
Right.
Like, let's be real here. Like Trae Young is a competitive guy. He's not going to sit there and he's not going to go into. Obviously, the Hawks are not going to be in a tanky mentality because they don't have their own pick.
Yeah.
The only way they go into tank mode is obviously they trade Trae Young away. I've said that the only way I see them trading Trae Young is if they trade him to the Spurs to get back that pick. Because who else are they going to trade him for or trade him to, and what pick are they getting back that's going to actually benefit them?
Now, but the thing is that when do you pull that trade offer out? When do you do that? Because every day that goes by, the Utah Jazz lose leverage.
Yeah.
Lauri Markkanen is on the final year of his deal. He becomes an unrestricted free agent. So in theory, Spurs can just wait a year and get him, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the way that most players operate, though, they don't want to do that because most players look at CeeDee Lamb with the Cowboys right now.
Yeah.
They don't want to go into their final season
without that guarantee.
Without a guaranteed contract waiting after the season ends.
What if they get injured?
I mean, we saw this in the NBA this year. What Derek White got extended. We saw LeBron James get extended. You saw Tatum get extended. There is a desire to have some sort of security.
Yeah.
So what's
that is guaranteed in the NBA,
right? And what's going to end up happening is that Lauri Markkanen is going to be coveted by a team down the stretch, but he's going to want to do a sign and trade.
Yeah,
because you could probably sign for more as a sign and trade. But as time goes on, if we talk about, what if it's a 1-year rental? What if it's a 2-month rental? If it's a 2-month thing and that happens, what's going to end up happening is that maybe the offer of 4 first rounders or 5 first rounders, 4 or 5 swaps gets lower and lower and lower as time goes on. Yeah. I think the Spurs are right to not even go for it right now. And I hate to say that because I've been so critical of Brian Wright for many years, but he has been, since the season ended in April, has been perfect He drafted the right player.
Yeah.
He did the right free agent moves. He's doing the right things. So I have no complaints of Brian Wright from April 30, 2024 to July 24th, 2024.
Yeah.
But I look at this team, they're going to be a 35, 36 win team, 32, 36.
Yeah.
I can see that. But
I want to know what Jeff was saying.
Laurie Marketing, go get him later.
Yeah.
Because you know who you're competing against? Yourself.
Yeah.
Golden State's not going to go get him.
Hell no.
Golden State's is not going to give up their future for Laurie Marketing so that they can pair him with Steph Curry in the final years of his career. Ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Jeff, you had said that you're taking the under, right, on the Spurs and their record winning less than 40.
No, I took the over.
Took the over. Okay.
I took the over, but not by much. I'm not saying like 45, 50. I'm saying about 38, 37, 39 in that range. But going back to the marketing thing, though, I'm with Leija. Not as out there as Leija, but if you listen carefully on Locked On Spurs,
F them picks.
I've said, like, why don't you just look at the picks that the Spurs have as an investment, as like, assets. Like, okay, we're just going to invest these assets into a trade with Utah to bring in marketing. You got to spend money to make money. You got to do it. So might as well just pull the trigger now. And this, what's frustrating too about this, Leija and Jimenez and Joe, is the Spurs this is like nothing. It's like a drop in the bucket for them with the amount of assets they have.
Yep.
They'll still be okay.
Right.
That's the thing, is they have so many picks that some people are acting like if they give up 3 or 4, it's the end of the world.
They're not giving up their own. They're giving up other teams.
Their own,
Exactly.
Look at what Tavares is saying. He says Danny doesn't want Keldon, guys. It's probably Vassell.
Well, I mean, that's a $29 million salary that he'd have to assume. And that's the thing. If it's going to be Vassell, that means Jordan Clarkson comes over to kind of match salaries. Let's go through some of these comments that we have on our YouTube stream, because we have some pretty good ones towards the top. We have Tim Gonzalez saying, in Cooper Flag, we trust.
Man,
I like that.
everybody's hyped on him because that
So
video
good.
of him playing against the U.S. men's team. And like people have said, man, the men's team wasn't out there to actually play. Like, they're just there. It's just a little scrimmage. It's a little fun game. They're not out there being serious. And they're taking these couple of highlights of Cooper Flag and they're putting him on his pedestal. And I'm just like, man, the people are like, oh, well, Wemby was, 18, 19, whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but Wemby was playing in the league with grown men.
Right.
Who is Cooper Flag playing against? He's playing against other teenagers.
But Cooper Flag, when he plays against anybody, seems to be very comfortable within himself.
Which is, but when you enter into the NBA and now you're playing against grown men day in and day out.
The game moves faster. You're playing against better players.
He's going to get the good education that he needs over at Duke. They're gonna refine his skills, and that's one of the things that I liked about what Brian Wright did this offseason, is that he went after the Blue Bloods. First round pick UConn, second round pick North Carolina, and he mentioned that to Jeff in an interview after the draft, basically saying that there's something about the training and the tutoring that they get over there that makes them more prepared to come over.
Yeah, look at what Garrett said.
Garrett in the Netherlands, watching it now, says, I would perhaps trade the Atlanta pick around trade deadline. Very possible.
I don't know, man. I feel like they have to trade some of these picks away regardless, just because you can't continue to draft.
If the picks don't convey, so for example, you have a swap pick. So if that doesn't convey, you lose it.
Yeah.
You get nothing. So it's like they're tradable assets.
Let somebody else get nothing.
JHNSB reaches out and says, Mike can't wait to say Cooper Flag is better than Wemby. Calling it now.
That's going to be his new hot take.
No, I'm not going to have that hot take. Wake me up when Cooper Flag is 7'4", and then we'll have that conversation.
I mean, I think Wemby is like 7'6" now at this point.
No.
Like,
dude,
shit.
I mean, dude,
Next to
Gobert
Rudy,
looks so small. By the way, I'm looking at the NBA odds right now on FanDuel. Defensive Player of the Year, -190.
Yeah,
that is ridiculous. They're basically saying he's going to actually win it. Like he's going to be Defensive Player of the Year. He should be an All-Star. He should be an All-Star.
What about Most Improved Player of the Year? What do you think, Jeff, or Wemby's odds of winning that?
He is leading the pack right now. Him and Mobley, according to DraftKings, they have the highest odds to win it. But isn't MIP really relegated to
injured
kind
players?
Of a scrub? Like a scrub player that just comes out of nowhere. I mean, the closest one that I think of that was a good player that got even better and they gave it to him was last year, Tyrese Maxey. But he's usually like kind of like that bench player that comes out of nowhere.
Well, let's talk about the last several years, right? 2024 is Tyrese Maxey.
Yeah.
2023 is Lauri Markkanen, John Morant, Julius Randle, Brandon Ingram, Pascal Siakam, Victor Oladipo, Giannis, CJ McCollum, Jimmy Butler. I don't know. There have been some big names that have won MIP.
Giannis, and I'm thinking, but
think about this, Leija. He averaged a little over 20 points per game. We know his stats,
right?
You know how big of a step he has to get just to win the MIP.
What if he's averaging 33 points a game now that
that's what I'm saying.
He has Chris Paul actually giving him the ball.
And here's the thing, he can actually do that. I wouldn't be surprised if he averages 30 something a game.
Mario Cavasso saying most improved player will be Jeremy Sohan. Bet on it. You know what? Here's the apology that I have for Jeremy Sohan.
Oh, okay, here we go.
The apology number 1,000.
The apology I have is that I've been giving crap about, posthumously how I think the most overrated player of the last 20 years has been Kobe Bryant. We know that Sohan's not the greatest shooter in the world, and I always bring up his effective field goal shooting percentage.
No.
Did you know that for his career, Jeremy Sohan has a better effective field goal shooting percentage than Kobe Bryant?
Here we go.
Kobe Bryant's effective field goal shooting percentage for his career was 0.482, which is bottom 15 percentile. Bottom 15 percentile. Career 3-point shooter, 32%. The guy was Westbrook in a Lakers jersey, man.
Here we go.
This is get your boy Jeff.
You know who's gonna agree with you? Sif. Sif will agree with you.
Oh yeah.
he says the same thing. He's like he only became. Everybody hyped him up after he.
You know what? Let's get Jeff. Jeff, I want to ask you this because I don't think I've ever asked you this before. Who is your favorite player on the Spurs squad right now beyond just Wemby?
Can you say that again? You broke up a little bit.
I said, who's your favorite player on the Spurs squad right now besides Wemby?
Man, that's a good question. It might be Castle. He might be overtake who I have right now, which is Devin. Okay. Another player that I really like watching, just enjoying his game, not necessarily the highlights or what we can do, is Trey Jones. I love how he's just a steady, even keel force on that, controlling the tempo, setting people up. Really nice guy off the court. But as far as favorite player right now outside of Wemby, probably Devin.
I already got my Stephon Castle jersey.
But I think Castle's gonna get there though. Came in the mail, dude. The Castle jersey came in the mail, and you are my proof, my evidence, Jeff, that for how many months was I talking about Stephon Castle? You were talking about it for months ahead. Back in the day, baby. Back in the day, I was like, you know who the Spurs need? They need the Stephon Castle guy out of UConn. That's who they need. See, people say you don't know basketball, and then they spell it. You don't know ball. You don't know basketball. You don't know ball, and it's spelled in caps and lowercase, and spaces where they don't belong. You don't know ball.
According to everybody on Twitter, nobody knows ball.
Yeah,
nobody.
Exactly.
Did you play? Did you?
Yeah. Mike's response is going to be, well,
okay, so Mike's a Miller's Pond legend here, man.
Miller's Pond legend, baby. but I will say this though, indoors, not the double rims on the back. Indoors. So TNT and Amazon right now are real fast. Okay, go ahead, Jeff. No, just real quick. Hey, Leija.
What's up, man?
What do you I was going to ask you, what do you think? You think teams are going to sleep on the Spurs next year?
Nah, man. I think if
teams are beyond that.
I think if teams are smart, yeah, I think they're beyond that because of what the team was able to put together towards the end of last season, and the way Wemby just improved, and then now you're adding these two veteran players in Barnes and Paul. I think it'd be silly as hell for these teams to sleep on the Spurs. But like I said, I'm not saying I got them at about 32 wins. I hope I'm wrong. Obviously, I hope they win more than that. I could see a ceiling of like 36 to 38 games right now. I said I don't know what to really think until fucking game one of the season is here, right? Until we know for sure who is going to be on this roster, right? Because who knows, right? What if they do pull the Lauri trade here in a week or two, or if they cut somebody or they bring some, you just don't know. But if teams are sleeping on the Spurs, they're dumb as hell, man.
Well, let them sleep, right?
Well, I mean, let them sleep on them. But I think it'd be safe to say that teams are going to be keeping their eye on the Spurs and with these two veterans that are coming in.
We do have
They
a
won't
question for
be
Jeff
pushovers.
coming in
Yeah.
right now from one of our viewers. Tim Gonzalez is here watching with us, Jeff, and he says, Jeff, he wants to know who's your all-time favorite Spur player.
Ooh, that's a really good question. All time, man.
Now, can I put a wrinkle in this one, Jeff?
Oh.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, so all-time favorite, and then ask the question, your all-time favorite that is not hanging on the rafters.
Oh, okay.
That's a good
So
one.
you want one in the rafters and one off the rafters?
Yeah.
Off the rafters?
Yes.
Okay. So on the rafters, man, you gotta go with Iceman.
Okay.
Okay.
George
Iceman.
Garvin.
Yeah.
Can respect that.
Iceman. It's just that silky smooth play. You know, I wish I would bring back the gold chains the players used to wear during games. Just all around, just cool dude, man. So not hanging in the rafters. That's a good one there. Whew. I'll have to say Alvin Robertson.
Wow.
Yeah.
He was so good back in the day. One of the
Alvin Robertson was a badass dude on the court. You know, he was feared on the court. Not kidding. There's an old Sports Illustrated article with an interview with Michael Jordan. And Magic Johnson. Magic Johnson. And Magic Johnson said Alvin Robertson is the one player that put the fear in him on the court.
Alvin Robertson with the NBA league leader still for a single season, most number of steals, 301. That's a record that was broken in 1986. Nearly 40 years later, that's still
insane.
around. By the way,
you think they'll never do it, but should his jersey be up there though? If we're just looking at numbers only.
Well, I mean, he made the All-Star team a few times.
More than a few times.
I mean, Alvin Robertson was a very, very good player. For his career, averaged 14 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. But it was his defense, man. He was known for his defense.
He was Kawhi before Kawhi.
That's a very good way of putting it. You know what?
Yeah.
Actually, I would take it back. He's not Kawhi. Alvin Robertson could actually be Stephon Castle, because Stephon Castle and Alvin Robertson are really close in size. Alvin Robertson played was a combo guard. Combo guard, 6'4", 6'5". I had never put that correlation before of Stephon Castle maybe being the next coming of Alvin Robertson. But Alvin Robertson, I mean, just his steals, 4-time All-Star, 3 times with the Spurs.
He's an MIP too, right?
He was most improved player back in 1986.
Yep,
he was also Defensive Player of the Year, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yep.
Yeah,
he was.
He won it when the Spurs, didn't have a winning record.
So that is
people use that against women. I'm just saying, throwing it out there. But it was the same year he had the steals record.
Yeah, it's kind of hard.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to deny over 300 steals at a record that's around 38 years later.
Look at what Tornado Analysis is saying. He says Alvin Robinson was feared because he will shoot you after he snorts.
Okay, so Leija, your favorite player on the rafters, one off the rafters. Joe, think of yours as well.
Man, so obviously I'm not as old as some of these fellas on the chat or in this room. No, man, my favorite player all time beyond the Spurs is Tim Duncan, man. And I will die on the hill that he's the greatest player of all time. And I don't give a damn what anybody says. I have him number 1 overall, and then you can put Jordan and whoever else you want after that. Favorite Spurs player that's not in the rafters currently. Oh man. Let's see.
That's tough.
It is tough, man. Because like I said, I'm 31, gonna be 32 this year, so I'm not, I didn't see,
the greats
beforehand. I caught the tail end of Robinson's career, and whatnot. So I don't know, before that what you guys saw.
Yeah.
So it's always hard. I mean, I can watch highlights and I can watch videos, but it's not the same thing as growing up watching
being
that.
there,
Being there and actually seeing that. So, honestly, man, it's kind of a hard one. I would want to say, I always joke that, Danny Green should have been the finals MVP in 2013 had, the chips fallen the right way. He's a guy that, what he did on the court and off the court here in San Antonio is good. Man, I don't want to say Danny Green, but I would lean towards him, I guess, right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it's sentimental.
Yeah, I guess you could call it that. Like I said, it's different for me because, like I said, I'm in the younger crowd of Spurs timeline, right? I don't like to consider myself part of the young Spurs Twitter though, because some of them are fucking insane.
Yeah.
I won't consider myself an old head either, because some of the old heads are insane too. I'm kind of in the middle of it, you know.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I guess I'll go with
Danny Green.
or even Malik Rose.
Oh, that's
Okay.
a good one.
Oh, good pick.
Malik Rose is a good
Yeah.
one.
So who you got?
Yeah, that's a good pick.
All right. So my favorite Spur that's in the rafter, I'm going to go with Tim Duncan. To me, Tim Duncan is probably the best Spur that's in the rafter right now. If you look at his overall accolades and what he was able to do,
Right.
without him, we don't have the championships.
Right.
Period. The other Spur that I like that's not in the rafters is somebody that nobody talks about enough of. He's only remembered because of one play, the backwards play against Portland in the playoffs. Rod Strickland was one of the best point guards that the Spurs ever had.
Yeah,
He
was.
doesn't get enough love only because of the big mistake that he did when they were playing the Portland Trailblazers. Had they got beyond the Portland Trailblazers, I believe that team had the talent to go all the way. It's just the way it ended.
It was a boneheaded play, though.
It was.
It was a boneheaded play. I will take Manu Ginobili as my favorite player of all time on the Spurs. The one on the rafters, the Euro step, the excitement, the passing, the oh my God, what did he just do, or what is he about to do?
Yeah.
Don't shoot it. Oh my God, great shot. You know, I mean, it was Cardiac City trying to follow this guy play. So it's exciting. We'll never have a player like that ever again.
Never.
My favorite non-rafter, probably one growing up. I like your choice in Alvin Robertson. That's a very good one there, Jeff. But Willie Anderson, number 40 for the Spurs for me growing up.
There was not a club in San Antonio you didn't visit.
Willie Anderson we talk about DeMar DeRozan was the mid-range assassin. Willie Anderson from 15 to 17
I know where
feet,
you're going with this.
50 to, if he was a toe on the line, dude, every time toe on the line was going to go in. If he was beyond the arc, would miss every 3-point attempt. But he had this spin move where he would drive in, do a spin move, 15-foot jumper. It was a thing of beauty. And I had this poster on my wall growing up, and it was of the 3 Spurs players. It was Rod Strickland, Sean Elliott, and Willie Anderson, and they were up against a sports car, and they were dressed in tuxedos. I had that in my. That was like I think it was like some formal wear at Ingram Park Mall that gave it away. Dude, I loved that poster. Dude, it was a great poster. I'm gonna go ahead and say Willie Anderson. Jeff Garcia, what are you working on today, brother?
Well, like I said, I got a new Los that just went out with Brandon Medina. Tomorrow's Los is with Jack Thompson.
Nice.
So look forward to that. By the way, he addresses some fans that gave him some smoke. So he got riled up on the show. So I was editing it last night. I started laughing, and I texted him or I called him or something. I got a hold of him and said, like, man, you got riled up when I read you the comment. He just started laughing. But so that's coming out tomorrow. Later today, we're going to have a very special Q&A with, well, you know what? Just keep an eye out for that. How about that? I'll let Joe know. I'll send it to him so he can see it, and then he can spread the word out there. But look forward to a very special Q&A. I think all fans are going to like it. That's actually coming out in about 45 minutes, so it's on deck right now. That's about it, man. Just trying to get through this off season. We have officially entered the doldrums of the NBA off season. This is it. Yeah. It'll be about 2 months and some change before we get any type of.
I think we're gonna have to we're gonna have to start talking about nerd talk and some other stuff, off-topic stuff, instead of just Spurs-related topics for at least maybe a month or so, which is fun for us, Jeff, because we're big nerds at heart, you know.
Oh, boy, that's the thing. There's so much good nerd stuff coming out. You got Deadpool, Wolverine that's coming out. You got some couple anime that are coming out on Netflix. Stranger Things, Cobra Kai. It's gonna be good.
Yeah, you can finally catch up on watching some of this stuff, right?
Wednesday's coming out soon too.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, when is Cobra Kai dropping?
It already did.
It already did.
It already did. Okay, thank you.
Last weekend.
Is it just me, or they're not promoting it?
Dude, I think it's so bad they didn't promote it.
They didn't promote it, right? Okay, so I wasn't going crazy, right? Because remember in season 1, season 2, it was in your face.
It was everywhere.
All the talk shows they were making the circuit. I think this is like one of those movies. You know what they make movies sometimes that they know suck. Yeah. They decide we're just gonna just release it.
Why waste money on advertising?
Hey, you know it's a good series right now if you have the Peacock app. The one about the gladiators.
Oh, I heard about that.
Oh yeah,
it looks good. It looks good.
I started watching it already. Two episodes in. I don't quote me on this. I think it's loosely based on the Gladiator movie, Maximus.
Oh, it looks like it, dude.
Yeah, because they mention his name. So I don't know if that's more of a historical thing. Maybe I just didn't catch that. but they mentioned Maximus. But it's good because this is like kind of like the mafia in those times. The gamblers, the bookies and all that stuff. But man, the action is so good. Highly recommend that one.
And the movie Gladiator 2 comes out later on this year with Denzel Washington. We had a comment there from somebody named Mexican Junior, one of the most recent ones, saying Cobra Kai ran out of bad guys to pull from prior movies. They ran out of steam. Jeff, I'll let you.
Do you think they'll bring back the girl Karate Kid? I forgot her name. I remember it was like Karate Kid 3. And remember when Danielson left.
What's her name? Hilary Swank.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
That's the last one. They brought the Asian girl back from Okinawa.
Yeah, that's the last one they had.
Ali with an eye was brought back at some point.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
The question is, Jeff, when are you going to go watch Deadpool? Catch it this weekend?
I want to see it. I definitely want to see it. And
telling you, got to get that private screening, man. Get the boys
yeah,
together.
Were you messing with me when you were telling me about that, or are you being serious?
I'm being dead serious, man.
Oh,
if you want,
serious.
if you want, man, I think it's like 20 people that they allow. I mean, I'll pay for half of it.
Is that over at like Santico's?
I think Santico's is one of them.
It's 20 people, $200.
Yeah.
And that comes with popcorn and drink.
Everybody just chips in, right? It's a done deal.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just saying, man. Throwing it out there.
No, it's a good deal. It's good. Well, if you're going to organize it, let me know.
Joe, the big question is that when we have our party for the 1,000th subscriber, how far is Jeff Garcia willing to drive to go to said party?
Hey, Jimenez, when we go out and you come meet me downtown, it's worth it because you end up paying nothing. So
yeah, that's the next question I have.
When are you going to pay for Jeff's drink?
I see. And remember, Jeff don't drink that.
I'm about 30% paid off. I
bought about 30%.
30%.
Leija's my muscle, man. If you don't pay, I'll send Leija to go.
He makes it sound like the check came and I looked away, or I went to the restroom or something to avoid it.
It'd be like that scene, like
I got a call,
like Joe Pesci. Where's the stuff? What do you mean? He slams that guy against the damn wall. You know damn well what I'm talking about. You put it in your pocket.
This was Jeff. Oh my God, the drink prices here are so cheap compared to New York.
Listen. Let me tell you, I lived in New York City for close to 2 decades, man. And when I came back, I was like, oh my goodness, great. I was just like sticker shock, but in a good way. What? Like that's all you're asking? But Leija, see, it's not that I go. I mean, yes, I do. I do top shelf, but there's a reason why.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But listen, there's a reason why, because the hangover isn't that bad. You don't get a nasty drink. You kind of moderate your money. You're more conscious about it, and you're kind of like, I
not
really
taking
can't.
shots. You're not.
Slamming them down. Yeah.
Okay, next bring another one to burn, because then it's gonna add up.
That reminded me yesterday at the wine bar.
Oh, God.
We toasted, and then I like a drink. I hit the bottom of the bottom of the glass. I almost like broke the bottom of the glass. Man. I was like, wait, we're not doing
Can't do that, dude.
Nah, man, I agree with Jeff though, man. When I drink that Crown, that 18-year
one,
oh man, I can sit there and just chill and be sipping on it. I can probably kill half the bottle, but I won't, because the fucking bottle is cheap.
Yeah, I give everybody that comes in here, offer them the Jim Beam. All the other good stuff, it belongs to me.
That's right. That's people always ask me about.
By the way, you still owe me a bottle of Buffalo Trace.
Dude, it's been a year, man. Statute of limitations.
Now it's 2 bottles.
Now it's 2 bottles.
Interest.
That is Jeff Garcia from Locked On Spurs and Ken's 5. Don't forget to subscribe to Locked On Spurs on the podcast. I do that on Spotify. I do it on YouTube as well. Also at Jeff G Spurs Zone on Twitter and on Threads. Daily content for your San Antonio Spurs. Nearly 5,000 YouTube subscribers strong on that Locked On Spurs podcast. Congratulations on all your success, Jeff.
Thank you, brother. Talk to y'all later, guys.
All right.
Be good.
Bye.
Hey, let's take a look at my screen real fast, because this is crazy stuff. This is courtesy of TMZ. This is a youth game in California. Loose ball. And look what one of the opponents did. Stomped a 13-year-old boy in the head. So this happened over the weekend. And the excuses being made about all this is ridiculous. As a parent and also as a referee, I look at this from a variety of different aspects. Now, first of all, it's a loose ball. And whenever there's a loose ball, that's when bad stuff happens.
Yeah.
Okay?
That shit's uncalled for, man.
Now,
the ball wasn't even in the kid's hand anymore.
So, number 10, who did the stomping there, and I'm not going to say allegedly, we see it.
Yeah.
Number 10, who did the stomping there, said that he thought he saw one of his teammates get punched. Okay, even if that's the case, that's an excuse to stomp on a head.
Yeah, that's. So you asked earlier, what would I do if I was the parent?
Yeah,
of the kid getting stomped. I'll tell you what, man. I'm looking at the stands and I'm looking for that kid's dad. And yeah, it's hands on sight, man. Because what are you thinking? You know, I have a 3.5-year-old, and I tell my wife all the time, I don't want our son to grow up and be a bully whatsoever. I also don't want him to be the kid that gets bullied. It's like me growing up, I never went out there, picking on people. But if I saw somebody getting picked on, I would step in. And that's what I told my wife I want to do with my son is, we talk about putting him in mixed martial arts or jiu-jitsu and shit like that so he can defend himself. Because you never want to hear your kid get beat or whatever. And I'm not gonna be the one to tell my son, hey, go beat up on everybody. But I told my wife, there'll be a rule. It'll be, if somebody's messing with you in school, you go tell the teacher and you say, hey, this kid over here is he's fucking with me. I'm gonna let you know right now. Walk away. Happens again, you go and tell the teacher, hey, this is the second time I'm telling you this guy is messing with me. This person's messing with me. My dad told me there is no third time. Because the third time that person messes with you again, puts hands on you, you put hands on them back and you handle the situation. You already gave the teacher warning. You've already given them an opportunity to correct what's going on. Yeah. If they're not doing anything about it, then take it into your own hands then, because at that point I don't want to hear that my son got beat down because he didn't defend himself, because these kids think nowadays, oh, if I keep messing with them, I can keep doing it and there's no repercussions for it.
Well, and I 100% agree, by the way. I think that kids should learn how to defend themselves. Yeah. And I think that if you're going to give a warning shot, hey, I need help. Right. Like you said, go once, twice, maybe 3 times. If nothing is being done, you have to take matters into your own hands.
Yeah. That's what I did when I was a kid in elementary school. I wouldn't even give them chances. I'd take my belt off right then and there. I'll whoop the shit out of them. Or somebody was pulling my shirt one time when I was walking home. I didn't even know who this kid was. Just random, caught a stray. Yeah. Started pulling my shirt from behind. I was like, what the hell is this? I thought somebody was, I knew. Yeah. This is some random kid. I took my backpack off and knocked the shit out of him. He fucked around. He found out.
People would say, violence isn't the answer. But the thing is, man, the society we live in today,
a
lot of these punk ass kids, man, and it ranges from different ages. Even, there's punk ass adults, that didn't ever get their ass whooped, and sometimes, they got to get their ass whooped, plain and simple. If I saw my son get stomped in the head like that, man, I'm telling you, I'm seeing red. I'm running down there and I'm saying, obviously I'm not gonna put hands on a child, because to me it all starts from what they're being taught, how they're being raised.
If you notice on the video, the official, you're taught as an official, do not touch the players in a certain way.
Right.
He wrapped him up. Man.
Yeah,
he wrapped, like, it was so bad.
That's assault, man.
Oh yeah.
The player, the 13-year-old player who got stomped on, suffered a concussion.
No doubt.
The organization is apologizing to all the people that were there. Yeah. Organization's not,
kids should be thrown out and never be allowed to play again.
Well, police now investigating.
Yeah.
And so should charges be filed against
here's the thing,
a 13-year-old.
Is if you don't make an example of this situation, who's to say it won't happen again? Who's to say it won't be worse? Right? Because now the kid that got the concussion, his teammates are thinking, shit, man, our friend got stomped. Mm-hmm. When I was playing soccer in middle school, we were playing in the, I think it was a semifinal game, and me and my buddy we both played forwards. The other team was playing, a little aggressive, which is good, it's fine, whatever. But towards the second half, I remember he was, we were running up the field, getting ready to, he was getting ready to cross the ball to me, and the opponent grabs him by his shirt, his jersey, pulls him, and then kicked his foot. When he did that, he dropped him, and when my buddy fell, he fell with his arm behind him, and like from here to here, the bone just wow.
Yeah,
and I was just, I was livid. I ran over there and I grabbed the dude. I tossed him off my buddy. Looked at my buddy, and he swings his arm around, right? And I'm like, "Are you okay?" He goes, "Hey, Chris, I think my arm's broken, man." And I'm like, "Yeah, man. It looks like you might need a rod or two in that thing, man." And and we talked to the ref, and I'm like, dude, that was straight up. He was going out to hurt him, and luckily I had to hold myself back because still have a game to play and whatnot. But yeah, man, these kids, they just need to be taught some lessons sometimes. Man.
Yeah, we have some comments coming in. Drew Show saying, "Kid's not a bully; it's a psychopath."
That was a fucked up thing to do, man. I mean, to stomp on a kid's head like that, and
you got to learn it somewhere.
Obviously,
it wasn't American History X, but it was pretty damn.
It was pretty close. It was damn near a curb stomp. I'll tell you what, man. That was not cool at all, man.
So anyway, the kid again had a concussion.
Yeah.
Police are now investigating. I've officiated 1,000 basketball games in my lifetime, high school, middle school, stuff like that.
Anything that ever happened?
Every once in a while, you have fights that break out.
Yeah.
And I remember one time, God, I hated this. It was at Cornerstone High School. It was a tournament. It was girls varsity. And it wasn't Cornerstone playing. It was two other teams. One was from Houston. One was from like the Valley.
Yeah.
And it was getting kind of physical, and you want to kind of cut that crap out.
Right.
But this one girl, on a loose ball, they both landed on top of each other, right? The girl that landed on top did a headstand on top of the girl that was on the bottom.
Damn.
And pushed herself off of her, like almost like a gymnast move.
Yeah.
And I ran over there and I blew my whistle, and the girl that was on the bottom got up, grabbed the girl, and just socked her. Right. So fight ensues and all that stuff. Right. I ran over there and I called the other officials over, and it was my call to make because it was in my area.
Right.
It happened close to me. It was in my area. I'm the one who got in the way. The lead official was probably 90 years old. The lead official was, and just an old man. And I thought, and he
Coach Pop's age, basically.
What do you think happened here, Sonny?
Yeah,
what
should we do? Yeah. And I told him what the call to make was.
Yeah.
The call to make was, you throw both players out.
Okay.
This one for reacting. This one for causing and instigating it, and doing theatrics and doing something that could have injured the other player, which was literally do a handstand.
Yeah.
And your head on their body. And it was, and anyway, I could see why the other guy got pissed. He goes to report it, throws out the girl that threw the punch, let the other girl stay. Part of me was thinking two things. A, you old MFer.
Wait.
B,
he threw out the one that reacted?
Yes.
Damn.
Even after telling me what should I do.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that it's in my area.
Right.
But it's not my job to go report it in this situation.
Okay.
I can report technical fouls all day long, but this is a fight that broke out.
Throwing somebody out of the game.
Throwing somebody out of the game, that is the lead official's job.
Okay.
And I was not the lead official that game. I thought two things. I thought, A, you old mother effer should not be officiating anymore.
Yeah.
B, you let the white girl stay in and the black girl you threw out. And I'm not saying that I thought that the girls were fighting, or because I think it was aggressive play.
Right.
I'm not calling the other girl racist. I'm calling that old man racist.
Yeah.
Because that was that. I remember I walked off the court and I called the tournament director, like of the officiating. I said, I am never working with that guy ever again.
Yeah.
He should not be officiating. So again, that girl, that boy in California, apparently he's going to be okay, but he did suffer a concussion. Talk a little bit more basketball, because I saw that TNT is matching Amazon's offer.
Yeah.
To stay on. Am I the only one who thinks that I'm done with TNT? Everyone is treating that show with Ernie Johnson, Kenny Smith, Charles Barkley, and Shaq like it's a good show. That is the most overrated show in all of sports. It was good for a while. It jumped the shark. Hey, it's like season 7 of Cobra Kai. It jumped the shark, man. It's not any good anymore. And Ernie Johnson is old and is going to be retiring anyway.
Those
it wasn't going to stay forever. Ernie Johnson, that show sucks.
Those in the chat, if you throw down $20, I'll smack them right here, right now.
That show.
What is wrong with you, man?
It was good for so long, man.
So wait, it's TNT, and who's the other?
Amazon.
Okay, let's be real here.
Yeah,
Amazon with their Thursday night football and everything. You think they're doing a good job over there with that?
It's not bad.
It's not bad. It's pretty damn good.
Yeah.
So do you think they can look at what Ernie and the crew has done right on TNT?
All I see on what Ernie and the crew has done is Kenny laughing at Charles's old jokes, and Charles, and Shaq mumbling. You don't know what the fuck he's saying. He is the least enjoyable person to
Mike
watch.
drinking that haterade
Dude,
strong
I'm
today,
sorry,
bro.
man. That show sucks, and everyone just is like, "Oh my god, it's so great!"
They got better takes than you do sometimes, man. You're talking about
they
Mike.
get all nostalgic about it and all that stuff. Charles Barkley's been telling the same jokes for 15 years.
Is it
now,
you
know who's good?
because he
Ernie
always
Johnson's
talks about
pretty
women
good.
from San Antonio?
Oh, that's
is that what
funny.
it is? Is that,
Yeah, he speaks the truth, man. When it comes
There you go. You can reach him at MJ Acquired Taste on the X.
Hey, this man's over here talking about women in San Antonio so badly, so poorly. Like he not there trying to get one right now.
Skip Menace is
Come on
back.
now.
Carrie Austin, damn right he is.
Hey, we have someone who says Mike got replaced by Jim Rome. Ha ha ha. That's it.
You got replaced by a dinosaur.
Yeah,
by a dinosaur.
and the people who replaced me, guess where they are?
That's-
Not there anymore. They're not employed by them anymore.
You know what?
You see how that happens?
Look,
you see how that happens?
Look, this is the appeal with TNT, right?
Yeah.
It's like a familiar voice, familiar friends. You know, they become almost like a family member. You keep watching this show and you have this relationship with these people, these personas, right?
But
So everybody loves to watch them. It's comforting to watch them. Familiarity, you grew up with them.
I
you
like
know?
that. That's a very good point, and I understand what you're saying. The point is that the product is not very good. Okay,
it's entertaining, man.
It's entertainment, dude.
That's the thing, man. Is it? You want it to be, I guess, serious and purely basketball.
That's not why you watch that show.
Is that what you want?
No, I don't necessarily want that either. But the personalities have gotten stale, is what I'm saying. It's like they're at some point there needs to be an infusion of youth.
Charles is leaving no matter what, right? He already said this is the last year.
And Ernie was also saying that he was going to be retired.
But Ernie was saying he was retiring because he didn't want to leave TNT, right?
But
Like
he's also of age to retire.
But
he looks younger than what he is.
I mean, probably better shape than you are, man.
That does not.
No,
that's not an argument.
Here's the thing: is
and actually,
I think Ernie
with his health conditions, I can outrun him. Ernie Johnson at 57 would be healthier than me. At 47, I'm healthier than 67% Ernie Johnson.
Look at what JHNSB says. He goes, TNT is locker room talk, and that's what it is. It's just like you're talking with the boys.
Well, but that's there's a time and place for that.
Are you saying it's played out?
It's played out. I mean, and there needs to be a younger, like if you were to say
ageism. Here we go with the ageism.
If you're gonna say that you're gonna put out there Draymond Green, like a retired Draymond Green,
Jesus.
with a retired. Hell, I'll even
Draymond Green is horrible.
I'll even take Steven Jackson out there.
Jesus.
Give me
wait.
Sam
You're saying
Captain Jack.
saying you don't want Shaq and Charles, but you want Draymond
and Captain Jack.
We already have Draymond. Why do we have to get old with these people? Bring in some youth. I mean, look at I'll give you an example right now.
Oh,
Jason
he wants some eye candy to look at.
Look at what you want.
Look at the NFL, right? The NFL went from being Deerdorf and Madden and at Summerall, and at some point they had to move those guys out. They were too old to be doing it, and then they brought in Nance and they brought in Tony Romo eventually, and all of these different people. You have to change the structure.
How old is Shaq? What is he like?
Shaq is
He's in his
probably
50s, man.
50s. Yeah.
So, but he's the youngest one of the crew, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So look at you look at the NFL right now with what they're doing with Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh well, Pat McAfee is fucking next level, man.
Man, he comes out on WWE Raw too, bro. Come on.
And who he brings in? Yeah. You see the NFL going, okay, well, we need to have Manning cast, and now
that's freaking horrible, dude.
But it serves a purpose. I'm not saying that it's great. But then you take a look at Jason Kelsey, right? And eventually when Travis Kelsey retires in a couple of years, they're going to take over the NFL. The other leagues are getting younger with the presentation style. And we're over here going, we want to see 70-year-old Ernie Johnson. We want to see an aging Charles Barkley out there do the exact same jokes and get fatter.
Look at the two guys you just mentioned, though, the Kelsey brothers. They're not hated like fucking Draymond Green and Captain Jack is. They don't. I was just throwing out names. But I'm saying, like, if you use those, right, if you bring in the Kelsey brothers, if you watch their podcast I think it comes out on Wednesdays. New Heights.
Yeah.
It's good. It's good. It's entertaining. It's a different vibe I wouldn't mind having Jason Kelsey, commentating on games. That dude's a fucking party, man.
Puro pinche party,
Puro
bro.
pinche party. That dude in fucking there in Buffalo, he's out there
Taking off his shirt.
and
Hey,
shit.
he's a man of the people because he
Dude,
goes and hangs down with the gente, dude.
He is one. He's
Respect,
one for the
bro.
people.
Respect.
I would not mind watching him fucking.
Dude, he was ready to
Sunday
jump
game.
off the freaking back of a truck and go through the table on fire, bro.
Yeah,
You're talking about Jason, right?
Jason.
Jason, yeah,
Jason
dude. He's a party animal,
No,
bro.
Jason's great, man.
We got a $5 super chat coming in hot.
Says ever since Skip announced his retirement, Mike has been campaigning to take his place. Hot takes like hot cakes. Call me cake. That's nice. Speaking of cake, J-Lo turned 55 today.
Oh my!
She would be super irrelevant if it wasn't for the movie Selena.
That is true, but you know what? She was a fly girl, like literally and figuratively. And so people are asking the question: what is the best Jennifer Lopez movies of all time? Let's go through a list here. The highest grossing movies of all time for Jennifer Lopez. Number one, I never would have thought was, well, are we going to count Ice Age Continental Drift?
No,
I was
telling Joe when we were sitting here earlier, we were looking through the movies, and I was like, wait, she was in Ice Age? I'm like, and she's in a couple of them, and I'm like, well, what's her character? Because I have no freaking clue.
I have no clue either, dude.
She was in a movie called Home back in 2015 that made $386 million. Made in Manhattan made 174.
Oh, your favorite, dude.
She was another voice character in Ants. She was in Shall We Dance, Hustlers, Monster-in-Law, Anaconda, Wedding Planner, Out of Sight. Those are her top 10 highest grossing movies.
You ever watch Anaconda?
A long time ago, man.
That movie's Ice Cube's in it, right?
Yeah.
That's an old ass movie, man. They made a second one, right?
The
bad.
graphics in that movie were just so bad.
I mean, it's a low budget film, bro. What you expect?
I mean, it was basically Sharknado. Is basically what it was. She was also in Money Train back in the day. That was a good movie.
That one, yeah.
So I'm going to go ahead and say my 3 favorite Jennifer Lopez movies. We're going to narrow it down to 3, right?
2 chick flicks going to make the top.
Made in Manhattan.
Okay, Money Train's one of them.
Okay.
Money Train is one of them. I'm going to go ahead and say The Wedding Planner with Matthew McConaughey, with Uvalde's own.
All right.
Texas Longhorns own Matthew McConaughey.
You can smell him from here, bro.
Yeah. I don't think I can pick a third. There isn't another. There's
why
no
are
third
you
one that's
beating around
Made
the
in
bush, man?
Manhattan.
It's Made in Manhattan. Just say we're not gonna judge you for it.
I mean,
you like what you like.
Made in Manhattan's such a stupid movie.
Why? Because
you like it. It was your favorite.
It's not even fun.
It portrays Latinos in a bad way.
I would have to say Selena.
Selena's too ethnic for him. He don't like that movie.
I guess the movie Selena's 3.
I guess
it was made in Manhattan.
So we'll Selena 3. We'll go Money Train 2, and we'll go number 1 being The Wedding Planner. The Wedding Planner is cute. It's cute. Now the whole thing about
I'm not gonna sit here and say I don't watch any of his movies because I'm married. Been with my wife for what's now 13 years.
Yeah.
She made me watch it.
I'm just saying, I lay there and I'm watching this shit and I'm like, what are we watching? Granted, I make her watch shit that I want to watch. So
yeah,
when she first saw Lawless, she was like, what the fuck are we watching? Holy hell.
The Matthew McConaughey movie list. It was weird because he came out with some really strong movies early on, with Days of Confused early on, and then he came out with The Time to Kill and Contact, and he was a very serious actor. And then he turned the corner and was like, I'm rom-com guy.
Yeah.
He was in The Wedding Planner, and he was in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days and 2 for the Money and Fool's Gold. Oh my God, that was a shitty ass movie. Fool's Gold. But then he came back around and was like, I'm Magic Mike, Dallas Buyers Club. Matthew McConaughey's career, I mean, there's certain actors right now, when I look at their IMDb and I think to myself, man, they've been around forever. 3 names come to mind: Matthew McConaughey, Michael Keaton, and Woody Harrelson. They have such long careers where they're in a bunch of big stuff, but you don't see, they don't have the highs of highs, but they're consistently getting those bangers out there, man. Those summer blockbusters out there, and you don't consider them the top actor of all time, or top 5 or top 10.
One of my favorite actors of all time is Denzel, man. That boy, man, can kill it in any movie he's in, man. I haven't really seen the trailer for Gladiator 2 yet, So people have been kind of split.
Yeah, his character looks badass in that movie, dude.
I saw the image of it, and I was like, shit.
You're not going to talk about Enough from J-Lo? That's a good film too, man.
Oh, that was a good. You know what? That might be 3 when she's getting her ass handed to her by her husband, and then she gets all buff. That's number 3.
Yeah,
that's number 3. That's not a chick flick. That's just a drama.
Drama.
That is just drama.
See, anything that takes Selena off the list.
Yeah,
man.
Tony's.
Got him.
I like Tony saying Matthew McConaughey's Lincoln commercials make him laugh. He's deep and serious. He's talking about a car.
Freaking Swiss, man. Mike's favorite movie is Magic Mike. He thought it was a documentary on Michael Jordan.
Okay, first of all, I have said this before many times. Magic Mike is a movie for guys to watch.
No,
it is.
bro.
Have you seen
no,
Joe?
Bro.
Joe, have you seen Magic Mike?
Never, dude.
Have you seen Magic Mike?
I did not plan on watching it.
So first
wait. Here it comes. Mike's in the plan. Have the movie night for Magic Mike and wine tasting.
Okay. Okay, so I didn't see the sequels, right? Yeah. So it's kind of like The Matrix. I only saw the first one. Didn't see Revolutions or anything like that. But I saw the first Magic Mike. And I remember when the movie came out, I was married at the time, and my ex wanted to go with her girlfriends. Do you want to go? You know, Matthew McConaughey's in it, right? I'm like, okay, whatever. And you go in, and they marketed it as it was a movie to take the girls, because you're going to see these guys are stripping and all that stuff, right? I'm watching the movie, and I realize that when the stripper parts are coming on, the girls are excited because they're seeing all these dudes get naked, right? But when it came to the plot line, they were all yawning and stuff like that. Meantime, the strip scenes come on, I'm like rolling my eyes. But when it came to the plot itself, I'm like, dude, this is a dude story. It's about a guy who is trying to make some extra cash, meets another dude who tells him, you know what you should do? You should do what I do. You should become a stripper. And then he becomes a stripper, and then he starts getting girls, and then he's getting an alcohol problem, and then a drug problem. It's kind of like Boogie Nights, but instead of porn, it's stripping. And I'm thinking to myself, this is a dude movie that got marketed for women because of the 8 minutes of stripping they have in the movie. So I'm gonna stand by that, dude. I'm gonna stand by that.
You stand on your takes, man.
He's standing on business.
Yeah, stand on business, man. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
We talked about getting into the NFL earlier. Let's get back into sports because, you know, the Cowboys are circling the drain right now, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. I can't stand the Cowboys. Here are my 3 favorite teams right now. My 3 favorite teams are the New Orleans Saints, whoever plays the Cowboys, and the Houston Texans.
Damn right, the Texans.
So,
man, you can't, you know, as much as you want to shit on Houston or whatever, people, you know, always are online talking about, oh, the city of Houston is ass and whatever. People are like, oh, all Houston teams are terrible. Man, the Texans are doing all the right things right now. Yeah. And they did all the right things last year. When they drafted CJ Stroud, they moved up and got Will Anderson and did all the moves that they did last year. Think about it. They went from drafting number 2 last year, and they made it into the playoffs in the first year of CJ Stroud's career.
And
they're getting better this offseason.
And they're getting better. And like you said, it's amazing what they were able to do and turn it around.
Yeah.
And this is where I get after my boy James Pledger from San Antonio Sports Star. 6 or 7 extra innings Monday through Friday. He was all about Bryce Young. And I kept on telling him, dude, they need to go get CJ Stroud. CJ Stroud is the guy for this particular team. And we argued about that for the better part of like 6 months. And then when the Texans got that one win at the end of the season, that was meaningless. That was like a miracle victory, and it pushed them down to number 2. It's like, well, the Texans are stuck getting CJ Stroud at 2. And I'm like, that was the best guy to get. They lucked into it because their head coach refused to fold, refused to tank on that last game.
And it's crazy to think because they were giving CJ Stroud all that crap because of that test that he took.
Oh, the Wonderlic?
Yeah, and how terrible he did on those results. And I'm like, hey, man.
We're showing
taking tests don't mean shit, you know.
Yeah.
Like failing a test doesn't mean anything.
How well do you do under pressure?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
We're showing some of the chat. And the chat, I'm going to say now, because you're here, Leija, in honor of you moving forward, we're going to show the chat now, right? When we're doing the live stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
The chat is going to be powered by MCS General Contracting. But look at this. They're making fun of Mike. They're saying my stripper name is Cherokee.
Nice. I like that. And you know what, Sam Salinas, is that because you know that back in the day, that dude that stripped downtown was named Cherokee? That was like the guys that everyone knew about it. All the girls would talk about, hey man, we're gonna go see Cherokee. What was that? I don't know that name of that club, but it was on St. Mary Street. It was like White Rabbit, and it was like
Pegasus.
That's on Maine.
He told you, Joe. Hey, get it right. It's not on St. Mary.
Ain't nothing wrong with gay bars and gay clubs, dude. I have friends that are gay.
Hey,
and you know what? Me and my exes.
To each his own, bro. To each his own.
What you do is
Main.
It's
on Main Street. They have mean karaoke nights.
Man, you go in there for the drink special. It's all good, bro.
Hey, man.
It's all good.
Would go there with my ex-wife. We'd go there.
Mike goes in there because he's like, maybe I get some free drinks.
Hey,
happened once before. Daniel reaches out, says Jimenez is Channing Tatum's biggest stan. Well, he was a stripper in real life, so it's like he was acting what he did back in the day. Jesse is saying wine is good, Magic Mike is good, and Olivia Munn is in it. She's also naked in that movie. Y'all need to be more comfortable with yourself.
In what movie?
Magic Mike.
Oh man,
yeah, she's a hottie.
Well, she was, dude. She damaged goods now.
Yeah, bro. She's sick. She's sick. But anyway, talk about the Texans. The Texans. What worries me is that their schedule is so tough, man. Their first home game is going to be the 15th on week 2 against the Chicago Bears. They're on the road against Minnesota. Bears. They've got a game against Buffalo, Green Bay. They've got Detroit, Dallas, Jacksonville, Miami, Kansas City, Baltimore, all on their schedule. Murderers Row.
When they play the Cowboys, what's going to happen? Yeah, the Texans, they play in Jerry World?
In Jerry World. It is a Monday night game on ESPN.
And you got a bold prediction. I believe that the Cowboys will lose that game.
They lose in that game.
Yeah.
They lose in the game.
They don't play well in the Dome, in Jerry World.
They don't. And how are Cowboys fans going to feel? Now, I might get shit because, I'm a Saints fan, blah, 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 whatever. You're talking about the Cowboys. Man, look, man, I watch every team play. All right. I've had the Sunday ticket for many years now because, one, I have to get it to watch all my Saints games, right? But I sit there and I watch all the other games. And I'll sit there and watch every team play, and it's easy to talk shit about the Cowboys, especially when you live in San Antonio, right? And they do it to themselves, man. Fucking Jerry Jones needs to pull a Joe Biden and send out a tweet saying he's retiring. And
he got it no more.
He ain't got no more, man. He ain't got no more.
All he's going to do is hand the keys over to Steven. I mean, it's still in the family.
Well, I mean, shit, he owns the team, right? I mean, he sent his kids to college to get degrees.
But he's the only. The Cowboys are the only team that use nepotism to run the team. Because when Mark Cuban owned the Mavericks, he still owns a chunk of them now. He didn't install himself as GM, and that's the thing about the Cowboys. The Cowboys, they suck because this organization is the toy of the owner.
Yeah.
Because he went over there and this is a coronation. He's a dictatorship. He bought the team, and rightly so, he got rid of Landry. He should have gotten rid of Landry because Landry was on the last legs of his career. Old, and you know what? He was so old that he's 10 years younger than what Greg Popovich is now.
Here we go.
But
always has to do that.
But I mean, it's just math, man. It's just math.
Look at what Sam Salinas says. He says, speaking of Magic Mike, you all need to do a deceiving movies list. Movies that ended up being chick flicks, but weren't marketed as such. See Coyote Ugly.
That's a very interesting point.
Right?
Chick flicks that are not chick flicks.
Low key, they're not. They're marketed as it.
When we're up in Lubbock, we were hanging out, and a group of the girls were like, "Hey, we want to go to the movies." And they were like, "We want to go watch Pitch Perfect." And me and my buddy were like, we're thinking of the one with
Anna Hendrick.
No. Justin Timberlake, the baseball one. What's it called? Trouble with the Pitch.
Oh, okay.
Or something like that. And we thought we were gonna go watch that because all we heard was Pitch, right?
Yeah.
So we pull up and we're walking up, and they're like, "Oh, we want 8 tickets to Pitch Perfect." And I was like, "The fuck! I thought we were watching the baseball one." Ended up watching End of Watch with my buddy.
Yeah,
and me and him were there's like 6 other people in that theater when that movie came on.
Yeah,
when we were watching it, and I told him, I go, "Man, we really came to watch this movie because it's a fuck badass movie, cops and shit." At the end of it, we're all, "Damn, man."
You're good, bro.
Hey, you good over there, bro? That was. Hey man, his boy is gone, man. His boy's gone, and he just had a son. Shit. I was like, damn, this movie got us more than what the
Pitch
other,
Perfect.
Yeah. We're talking shit about Pitch Perfect because it's a chick flick. And over here watching End of Watch, we're all shit. Damn it. Damn, this movie got us, man.
But nothing wrong with Pitch Perfect. Filmed at LSU. Okay, so I go on campus, and I'm like, I remember the scene that was right here. I remember the scene that's right there.
Do you go and stand there and you start singing?
Yeah,
doing acapella and whatnot.
Yes, because I'm awesome.
Yeah, Mexican Junior says End of Watch is a great movie.
It is a good movie.
Damn good movie.
It's a very good movie. See, we agree on a movie.
Oh, there's the name of the movie, Trouble with the Curve.
Trouble with the Curve.
Yeah.
Is it that? Whatever. That was a good movie too. That was a good movie. But yeah, that like I said, man, we were thinking of that, and we get there and like, oh, we're not watching this shit. Now, I mean, I've seen Pitch Perfect.
Yeah,
it's not a bad movie or anything like that. Just at the time when we were up there, we're thinking of something else, and we get there. Like I said, End of Watch though, man, damn good movie.
What about again, marketed for women, but guys kind of like it? Mean Girls. That's one. Bridesmaids is another
man.
one.
All right, look, I might get shit for this. I don't think I've actually seen Mean Girls all the way through. I don't think I've seen enough to remember, except what's the fucking the scenes of them doing the Santa Claus.
Oh
dance, that, and what's the other one?
Santa Baby.
When the guy asks her what day it is. Like I've seen I know the memes.
It's April 25th.
Yeah, that. Or
it's October 3rd.
Yeah, and what's the other one? Obviously on Wednesdays you wear pink, and then the other one is
I want my pink shirt back.
No, the options are limited or unlimited or something. What's the damn? Like I haven't.
Oh, is butter a carb? Is one of my favorite ones in that movie.
So I haven't seen the movie. Like my wife will watch it, and I'll sit there, but I'm not paying attention to it. I haven't really. I'm not gonna sit here and say it's a bad movie because I mean, obviously, it's a classic for a lot of people. They've made a second one.
Yeah,
their second one already.
It just came out the other day.
Yeah.
Sam Salinas reaches out and says, "Steel Magnolias, boys, effing love that movie. I ain't afraid to say it."
You like?
I'm gonna remember that,
man.
Sam. I'm gonna remember that.
We all have those movies, dude. We have those movies that, like we've talked about this movie a lot this past month. She's Out of Your League. Have you seen that one?
That's a dude flick.
That's
man.
a dude flick, but that's such a good movie, man. It aged very well, is what I'm saying.
You know what? One movie I could not stand, even as a kid growing up, and they would play it, and I had to just like run for the hills. I'd go outside, do something else. That movie, Beaches. I could not
stand
that damn movie, dude. Every time I would see my aunts, oh, we're gonna watch this, and they would all get together. I'd be like, I'm out, dude.
Did you ever know?
No, man, I was out.
My hero.
I saw that going into the VCR. I'm like, boom, peace, man.
You're everything I wish I could be.
Yeah, I've never seen that damn movie. Never gonna see it.
Joe, you're the wind beneath my wings.
No, bro.
I can fly higher than an eagle because Joe and Leija are the winds beneath my wings.
Steel Magnolias.
That was the theme song to Beaches, by the way.
I'll take your word for it, bro, because I would. I'm out.
Bette Midler, baby. Tell us what's going on at MCS General Contracting.
Man, I know everybody's happy with this rain.
You're not.
Man, that job site I visited yesterday, dude.
Well, it looked like a lake, dude.
Oh, man. We've been on that job for about a week now. I think in the picture you can see where there's a lot of pads being formed.
Yeah,
they're going to put turf in between the pads and whatnot. So a lot of these people don't understand, these designers, when they do these pools and these decks with this turf and these pads, is it adds a lot on the labor side.
Yeah,
and it consumes a lot of our time. And there's another contractor involved on this job that needs to do a restroom and whatnot, and so we're being held up because of him. I would have poured that job last week if it wasn't for that guy, and I would have had no issues with this rain. But man, this rain's killer. And we've had a couple jobs now where there's been some issues with drainage.
Got to buy some pumps.
But the problem is that I was talking to my older brother yesterday. We're talking about this. Is these pools, these jobs are designed, and they all have drainage things where it's a deco drain, an area drain, whatever it may be. We anticipate a certain amount of rain, but the rains that we've been getting lately, they're not normal rains. So some of these drainage things that we're doing aren't working right now. So we're having to go back and go back to these jobs. One of them is up in Fredericksburg, So we have to go back up there and take a look at it, see what we can do to remedy this, because we obviously don't want water getting into the, inside the home. And it sucks because, sometimes you can tell a customer can ask you, hey, I want this, or that. And as a contractor, it's your job to tell them, hey, you don't need this.
Yeah.
You need this. Now you make some people think, oh, you just are looking for more money. No, I'm not looking for more money. I want to make sure that at the end of the day, when the job is done and I walk away from it, it's going to work for you the right way.
Yeah.
And now we're having to go back and take a look at some of these jobs and, take care of some of these issues. It's sometimes money that comes out of your own pocket. It is what it is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You win some, you lose some. At the end of the day, you just want to make sure it's done right.
Yeah. So
people are happy.
I like that, because you know what? We're going to go ahead and play your MCS General Contracting. More than 30 years of combined experience in concrete placement. They are the best in the business. Honest pricing, high quality work. They get going on house foundations, driveways, concrete patio decks. If you want to extend the deck, extend the driveway. If you're a business and you need to put together a slab, a parking lot, or other concrete placement services or sidewalks, reach out to MCS General Contracting at 210-774-9155. They're confident in their skills, so give Chris Leija over at MCS General Contracting a call at 210-774-9155. And thank you for being a sponsor of this show.
Yeah, we really do appreciate it, man. And,
Yes,
and
sir.
you've been by my house. You've done
sir.
great work over there. And every time it rains, I go look outside and I see the water go where it's
You're like,
supposed
it's
to be
working.
going.
The
Yeah.
dogs are very happy. They can't get out of the yard now.
I know.
Are they
man.
happy or are they mad? I know
Little
that boy
bit.
Duncan wants to get out.
Oh, my boy Duncan, dude. Out of all three of my dogs, my husky is the best behaved one. You know why? Because he knows that if he misbehaves, the next time there's a hailstorm, his ass is outside.
The one that looks like wouldn't hurt a fly. The one dog you have that looks like it wouldn't hurt nobody was Cody.
Cody jumps on everybody.
That man, when I went over,
A bucking bronco.
trying to bite my damn elbow and shit.
He bites elbows.
Oh,
he
man.
jumps and bites the bottom of elbows. It's the weirdest thing, man.
Hey, but as they say, kids learn things. Don't dogs learn things they see? Mike, what are you doing? Are you biting people's elbows? Is that why Cody?
It's my fetish. What can I say?
And we also got to give some love to Jeff from Locked On Spurs.
All right.
Locked On Spurs is your daily Spurs podcast, hosted by Jeff Garcia, the lead Spurs writer for Ken's 5 San Antonio. Jeff has a healthy plethora of guests all the time on the Locked On Spurs podcast. You can also follow Jeff on threads at Jeff G Ken's 5 SA. You can also follow Jeff on Twitter at Jeff G Spurs Zone. So make sure you go ahead and give Jeff a follow, not only on threads and Twitter, but also on YouTube at youtube.com/@Locked On Spurs. This is where you're going to be able to find the replay of the Locked On Spurs podcast. Make sure to like, subscribe, and share.
Subscribe. Spotify, YouTube, all of those places, wherever you get your podcasts.
And today, his guest is none other than Brandon Medina.
Bobby Medina. Very nice. Part of the Alamo City Podcast Network.
Oh, look at this, man. They're making fun of you already. Mike 100% sings Wind Beneath My Wings at karaoke.
You're everything I wish I could be.
Do you ever know you're my hero?
I could fly higher than an eagle.
Oh, look at Gabriel Chacon. He says, extend the deck now. Vamos.
We got to do something, man. I got to celebrate the divorce coming up, man. We got to figure something out. Have a little concert back there. Have some music. Get some beer, margarita machine.
Oh, you got to do the party over there, he said. Yeah.
Got to figure that out. Sometime I got to get the Macallan 15 out. Got a bottle, baby.
Get the good stuff out. Time to celebrate.
Look at Sith.
Right.
He says, when are we going to have the rest of the crew take over the pod? Well, come on up, dude.
Man,
Let's make it happen.
I don't think y'all are ready to have all of us on here, man.
Well, I think it's time.
We'll have to have it called the cook session.
The
Nice.
Sucios, man, they get a little crazy. We talk, man.
Hey, wait, real fast. Susios, real fast. USOA,
Yeah,
Angel Reese, she hot or not?
we've
Sith
done
the sloth.
every time they put a picture of her, they put that damn fucking picture of that sloth next to her. I'm like, y'all are doing her dirty.
Is she fine or she fine?
Man, she ain't bad, but she ain't bad either.
But she's a baddie, but not Not with lowercase b or not uppercase b.
Lowercase, man. I think there's it's split between a lot of different people, right? Because people always come after me because I'm always talking shit about Minnie Sweeney, and I'm gonna continue to call her Minnie Sweeney.
She's fine. Dude.
Look, man, I get it. She got some great assets on her. I understand that, but to me, man, that face, them droopy eyes, that big old forehead, them big old ears, nope.
Okay, let's see what you're talking about here. This is one of her most recent posts here.
I get it, man.
There's Sid. Angel Reese.
Hey, man. Angel Reese.
Look.
Sid the Slaw didn't have that ass, though, man.
Yeah.
Let's show my screen real fast. This was a post recently of Sidney Sweeney where she was doing.
Minnie. Like I said, man, I get it.
She fine, though.
I get it. She has great assets. I ain't going to take that away from her.
And you're saying that she has a problem with her face.
It's just, to me, she a butterface.
Dude, she fine. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm telling you, from the neck down, I get it. I get why you get excited. It's just damn droopy. Why is she always tired? Why is she always sleepy, man?
It's being pouty, dude. That's her.
And it's funny because people have asked me, oh, you don't really, I'm telling you that I'm legit, like, and the guys know, you know, the USA brothers know. I stand on it. Like,
get the hell out. I don't look at this. Get the hell out of here,
bro. I get it. She got a banging body, but that face just ain't doing it. It just ain't doing it. Call it what you want, man. Call me a hater. Call me whatever you want.
Yeah, I know what you're looking at, man. That face matches that body.
Okay, check this out though. Who's the baddest woman on the planet though?
Oh,
at
man.
57,
Salma
Hayek.
At 57 for 57-year-olds, I would even say above 50. But I ain't gonna say that she's hotter than
bro.
Man,
you did a poll. You did a whole tournament. Hold on. Everybody said there was no chance in hell. No chance in hell. Play the goddamn Vince McMahon song if you want. No chance in hell.
The lobbying that
she was gonna win. They're like, no way. There's no way.
The lobbying that you did on social media to make that happen. You rigged the election, dude. You rigged the election.
No, Mike.
You rigged the election.
You yourself rigged it. All right, Mister. Oh, they have a OnlyFans. They don't count.
That's true.
Bro, you hating on Yanet. Yanet is better than Sydney, and you can take it to the bank, bro. Yanet Garcia. Whew, Lord have mercy.
But she has no talent.
Oh,
she don't need it.
No talent.
No talent. She does nothing other than have a big booty and sell money for it. That's all she does.
And what the hell does Sydney do besides have big tits?
Golden Globe winner.
Man, I don't see.
She's been award nominated for actress.
Let's talk about somebody that was giving somebody hate here. I gotta say, I know that you, Mr. Leija, were not a fan.
Wait, Drew Show says City Sweeter's trailer park hot.
Oh, man.
Nothing wrong with that.
Oh shit, that was a good one. That's a good one.
You were not a fan of Liv Morgan.
Oh, Mid Morgan?
Come on.
Hey, bro.
Come on.
Bro, okay. Check this out.
There you go, bro.
She did that whole little turn.
Come on.
Now, I know Mike's like, oh, wrestling sucks and wrestling.
Hey,
boy, I tell you what.
Is what it is.
You're going to say no to that cake?
What, I'm saying hell no.
Nah,
to that 2x4 looking, having ass over there. She did that slow-mo and Sif posted it. And he's all, you're saying, I'm like, bro, I'm glad you posted the slow-mo because I was worried I missed that ass when she turned so fast. And even in the slow-mo, it ain't there, bro. It ain't there.
Bro,
man,
come on.
Give me Rhea Ripley.
Sam Salinas agreeing, say Liv Morgan doesn't do it for him. She gross looking.
Give me Rhea Ripley. Give me BBO Bailey. Lord have mercy.
What was the name of that other one? The big girl that was in the WWE.
You talk about
Mother Love.
I thought you were talking about I thought you were talking about Nia Jax.
Yeah,
we were talking about yesterday on on Twitter. I was telling Sif that boy will do it with Nia Jax. I know he will. He got that dog in him. He don't discriminate when it comes to size or anything. He'll take him big, take him small. But man, dude. I mean, everybody has their taste. You know what I'm saying? And I will continue to joke on it.
I just noticed your name was misspelled the entire show.
Was it
Churs Leija?
Oh, I forgot.
I didn't even see that.
I didn't even see that till right now.
Let's go ahead and wrap it up. I gotta go get some lunch, man. I gotta get some lunch in me. Everyone like and share on the way out. Thank you everyone for the super chats and the tips and all that stuff. Thank you so much. We'll be back tomorrow.
Nia Jax, look at that. Sit the lice right on cue.
Yeah, I told you he likes them heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Demon Mike will be making an appearance again tomorrow. See you guys, man.
All right, man. See y'all.